What's up, tubers? Thank you for tuning in for the midweek review. This is a semi-auto pistol that is no longer in production. Yes, the Browning Hipower. Single action only. This one is the stainless steel. Actually, I took it back. Maybe chrome. Hard to tell, but it's pretty heavy. This is a target model. As you can see, got a target sight and target grip, which is pretty bulky and thick. Make this semi-auto handgun extremely very well handled, just because the bottom half, the frame and bottom half of the pistol is so heavy, so make it a very stable shooting platform. And keep in mind, this is single action only, and because of the thinner barrel cut at the front, make it extremely good pointability. Although it's heavy, but because of the way concentrate hit on the lower half of the pistol, this pistol actually jump quite a lot. Even it's a 9mm Luger. That's appreciate the beauty of this classic. Now it's called Hipower because at the time its capacity of 13 is considered very large, so it's called Hipower. Now it was originated by the military request for small arm from the French military. And when French came out of the request for proposal, it has listed five criteria that any people or parties will need to meet to qualify for the selection. First one is it has to be compact. So as you can see, this is not compact in modern standard, right? I mean, if you look at P365 from SIG, how can you compete with that? But definitely compact at the time. And secondly, it needs to have a magazine disconnect, to dummy run in there, expose the hammer, and the safety. And the third one has to have a capacity more than 10. The fourth criteria has to be easily took down and reassembled. And the fifth and the final is it has to be able to neutralize a threat at 50 meters. So this design originally brainchild by no one but the great Mormon John Browning. Although the final product was finished after John passed away, but boy, these semi-autos was so popular that it got adopted by a lot of the military around the world. Even right now, although Browning has discontinued it, a lot of countries still have this as a police or military sidearm. I trade it with a 10 Western bobtail. And I don't regret a bit. That's pretty heavy, strong spring. So safety there. Single action only, remember, and the trigger, I can tell you right now, so you won't be disappointed, that it's pretty clunky. You hear that? Oh my gosh, it's so bad. It's like a freaking toy. A lot of resistance even on the pre-travel. After you hit the wall, it's pretty heavy. Now reset is also a joke. Pay attention, because there's basically no reset. You hear that? It's long, it's clunky, it's rough, and then, okay? So, I mean, the trigger is gold, but there's nothing golden about it, I'm afraid. Put the hammer down like a 1911. See that? That's why probably Browning discontinued, because there's not really a practical modern application to it, right? I mean, with this trigger, you cannot go for target pistol shooting. I mean, CZ will kick your ass, right? CZ tactical sports. How can you compete a single action trigger like that? You can't compete with that. And for USPSA or still shoot, the magazine capacity also lose big time, right? Because USPSA and still shoot, the more you can hold, the better, right? You don't have to change the magazine as often. It's kind of save a lot of time. Changing magazine takes a lot of time and will incur more error. So I can see that there's really not a modern applicable field for it. And for Browning to continue to manufacture this and sell at the volume they can make money, probably is going to be hard, right? And with the limited application, then you cannot charge extra premium either. Right? It become a very selective few who will probably buy it. And the used market has a plenty of them. Don't forget the military surplus. And you can buy them cheap and then send them to high power specialized gunsmiths to fine tune it. But I like classic firearms, so I'm happy with it. I used to be thinking about maybe I should send it to a competent gunsmith specialized in high power to fine tune it. But again, the money I spent, would it worth it? Am I going to shoot the heck out of it? The answer is no. So why bother, right? Save the money for other project. And interesting enough, as clunky as the trigger is, and as high jump as the recoil is like jump pretty violently. I still enjoy shooting it because it's somewhat still very accurate. And as I said earlier, the pointability is just second to none. I love shooting this. Switch target, okay? It is fun. Next time I'll do a switch target test. But today I did a 7-yard shooting the central nerve system, and 10 yards and 15 yards respectively for thread with hostage. And finally I pulled the target up to 22 yards at the end of the range just to shoot the body, to test out the thesis that it can still neutralize the threat at 50 meters. Of course, 22 yards is far from 50 meters, but that's as far as I can do, you know. So without further ado, let's look at the target. So this is kind of the human silhouette. So this is the central nerve system I was talking about. So I put 20 shots in here at 7 yards. And I don't particularly want to shoot anything specific. I just want to, put it into the black box. So I missed one shot and landed 19 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yeah. I missed one shot here, so I mark it with a dot. And it's a close miss. And then I shoot left-handed of this thread with hostage here. Left-handed at 10 yards. I landed all 5, but these 2 are kind of won't do a lot of damage. So technically it's 3. Okay. And I moved the target further out to 15 yards. Again, this time right-handed. I landed 3 shots, but in reality these 2 are pretty bad, are pretty good. This one not so good, the other 2 I missed. And then finally move the target up to 22 yards. 20 shot, right-handed 10 shot, left-handed 10 shot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So I missed 2 shots. So these are not very damaging. I wouldn't call them neutralize the threat. This one or this one also not very damaging. But look at this big group, right? Out of 20 shots, I landed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 shots out of 20 in this critical mass. These two are not fatal, but you would definitely neutralize your threat. These two may not. Okay, so that's the result. Left-handed actually do better with me on this one. Look at how pretty it is. It is so pretty. I'm just a big sucker of the beautiful guns. I love it. And by the way, there's no finger bite issue for me. Some people got finger bite of the hammer. So that's the target today. There you go. Browning Hipower. I think with my experience and the design requirement from the French military, it narrowed down to 3 features of this pistol. The carryability, right? Being compact, being able to disassemble and reassemble, and safety. You know, the outside hammer, exposed hammer, the safety, magazine disconnect, and of course the accuracy. So this pistol is all about portability, carryability, safety, and accuracy. So what do you think? Browning Hipower. In my personal opinion, this is a very nice collectible item. The shooting experience is pretty unique, unlike anything else. If you can get them cheap from the surplus market, definitely go for it. Or very special edition for collection purpose, you can also go for it. It's a classic firearm. Has a history in the world. I understand why Browning discontinued it. I personally think it's a shame, but I understand. So there you go. Browning Hipower. A classic beauty. That is easy to carry, safe to carry, and accurate to carry. How about that? Shoot safe. So long.